Hi, today I have a special solo episode of Nonprofit Nation. This is your host, Julia Campbell. And in the world of nonprofit social media, the landscape is changing so rapidly, and it's becoming harder and harder to get engagement and to grow your audience. And that's why I curated a fantastic group of thought leaders, speakers, and trainers to show you what's on trend, what's coming up, and how to get results using TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and more. So join me at the Nonprofit Social Media Summit. That is nonprofitsocialmediasummit.com. 2 days of learning, networking, and inspiration. And if you're listening to this on November 2nd, the summit starts today and ends tomorrow evening. You can get your free ticket, but if you can't make it live, don't worry. Register your info at nonprofitsocialmediasummit.com, and you'll receive more information on how to get this awesome content after the fact. Now let's get to my 5 tips for nonprofit social media managers heading into year end. To start, I recognize that there is a lot on the plate of the modern nonprofit social media manager. It's getting harder and harder to manage the chaos, to stay focused, to do your work effectively and efficiently without getting completely overwhelmed. Add on to that the fact that reaching your audience on social media can seem more and more difficult. Let's review some statistics. Social Insider analyzed almost 1 million social media posts published between July 2021 and July 2022. And they found that the average organic reach rate for Instagram was 3.51%. That's down by 29% compared to 1 year ago. And for Facebook, this seems high. It was 8.6%, down by 9% compared to 1 year ago. Now, other reports and studies that I've read by reputable social media organizations typically show a much lower average organic reach on Facebook, somewhere between 1% to 6%. And then there are engagement rates, as calculated as a percentage of reach. If you want to calculate your own engagement rate, just take total engagement, that's reactions, shares, comments, whatever it is for the particular platform you're on, divided by the number of posts published, and then multiply the result by 100 to get a percentage. And the average engagement rates in 2022, according to this study, Instagram was 3.35% and Facebook was 1.4%. Those are very low. So what's a social media manager to do, especially at year end, when there is so much noise and clutter, and there's also so much to do? Well, here are my top 5 tips for you, and I hope that they help. Number 1, focus on building a community, not just an audience. As you know, if you've listened to any of my podcasts, any of my trainings, any of my workshops, I believe firmly social media is not just about grabbing attention and growing the numbers. It's about building a community. And as nonprofit social media managers, we have to know inside and out who we want in this community and what they want to hear from us. And this is why so much nonprofit social media content falls flat. There's no purpose, no reason to exist. It's just simply promotion. And you may say, well, we want to engage everyone. Everyone with a pulse needs to be a part of our online community. But let's get real for a second. Your mission and your message is not going to resonate with everyone. If you're a small nonprofit dealing with a niche issue or a local problem, you'll have to face facts that your online community will be a lot smaller than a bigger organization. Community building is actually the focus of my book, How to Build and Mobilize a Social Media Community for Your Nonprofit in 90 Days. And my best advice is to nail down who your choir is and preach to it. If the choir is singing together in harmony, they will bring others in and share your gospel. Leverage your current community members to bring others into the fold. Unless you're dealing with an issue that's getting international press coverage, it's incredibly difficult to get attention and traction from complete strangers online. Every day, go into your communities, let's stop calling them platforms, and see what's working. Answer comments and questions, be present, and don't over-automate. Always be learning about your community and what they're most interested in, what moves them, what drives them, what inspires them. Create content just for them, and more will follow. Tip number 2, set a timer when posting. Now, how much time do you have to work on the social media platforms and communities for your nonprofit? Is it 100% of your job or just 10%? The best way to determine how much time social media management is going to take is to clarify how much time you have to devote to it. And the truth is that getting results on social media is much like getting results out of an exercise plan. Consistency and intention are key. If you've 30 minutes a day to get a quick walk in, that's better than sitting at your desk all day, every day, and getting zero activity. If you can fit in an hour walk once per week, your results will be even better. The same goes for marketing in general and social media especially. No matter if you have all day or just an hour a day to focus, you need to create a time management plan to avoid spinning your wheels and wasting time. And that's very easy to do because these companies have spent billions and billions of dollars to grab our attention and keep us clicking. So I recommend the popular Pomodoro technique, Pomodoro, where you set a kitchen timer or your Google or you set your phone for 25 minutes. And if you aren't constantly monitoring your social media accounts, using the Pomodoro technique at the beginning of the workday will help you focus and ensure that you've addressed all the messages and notifications that came in overnight. Now, remember that the work of social media is not just posting and promoting your own stuff and then leaving. The real work that gets results is the most time consuming. It's interacting, building connections, exploring topics, creating content, tweaking, analyzing, and improving. Once the 25 minutes is up and the timer dings, you're done, no matter what you did or did not accomplish. You can then set it again at the end of the day or in the middle of the day. It all depends on how many channels you manage and what else you've going on. Social media management takes discipline and practice, but a time-based strategy like this is absolutely crucial for nonprofit social media managers that have other competing job responsibilities. Number 3, very important, check in with yourself and take frequent mental health breaks. Mental health stress on social media managers is a real thing, and the ramifications are just beginning to be studied and understood. And the always-on mentality dominates pretty much every industry right now, but it's especially true with social media. Consistent use of social media in our personal lives can be detrimental to our mental health. And so taking a step back now and again is essential, even if it just doesn't seem like an option because there's too much to do. This may mean turning off notifications when you leave the office. If you absolutely need to respond to something, set aside 10 to 15 minutes of dedicated time after work to go into the platforms. Then shut it down for the night. It's also important to take dedicated digital detoxes and vacations to come up for air. To give your eyes a break from the screen, here's some great mental health podcasts to listen to. Holding Space with Dr. Cassidy Freitas. This aims to demystify mental health and therapy and make it more accessible through storytelling. Jen Gotch is Okay Sometimes is a mental health podcast from the founder of Ban.do, chronicling her journey with bipolar and anxiety. Selfie is a self-care podcast hosted by a psychotherapist and a lifestyle blogger, exploring important themes like sleep, healthy eating, and balancing the body, mind, and spirit. Number 4, just say no to perfectionism. Content's never going to be perfect, and your social media to-do list will never be fully complete. We have to be okay with done and imperfect, as it's better than simply not done at all. And I don't mean allowing lazy mistakes, sloppy grammar, and half-baked content to take over, but you shouldn't be spending hours designing and tweaking one single Instagram post or spending hours editing a smartphone video that's going to be 30 seconds long. Attention to detail is great, but perfectionism is a killer. Get that post up, edit it later if you find a dramatic mistake. Test, see what's working, and do more of that. Done is better than perfect. Number 5, my last tip, advocate for yourself. Every job has its busy periods, and year end is certainly busy, but constantly feeling like you're struggling to keep your head above water is not okay. As Thea Neal wrote in her must-read post, I can link to it in the show notes, should you ask your social media manager if they're okay? We're expected to be marketers, creators, analysts, and customer service people. We're stressed out. If you're a team of one and your work responsibilities amount to 3 full-time jobs, you have to be honest with your supervisor and the board that this is not sustainable. Conduct a detailed inventory of your time, listing out as many tasks as possible and how much time it takes to accomplish them. Don't be afraid to advocate for your work. Some people think that social media marketers get to play around on Facebook and Instagram all day and call it a job. Explain that you have to tackle issues and comments in a triggering, divisive, and often depressing news cycle. Understand and recognize that a big part of any job is selling people on the importance of your job. Find an ally who will have your back at board meetings and staff meetings. Have a clear budget and plan for execution. If you have ideas without putting a budget or a plan behind it, it's just an idea. Share case studies, show what's possible. Explain why these case studies are so successful. Don't just say, oh, if only we could do what Charity Water is doing. Show how it could be possible. Advocate for yourself to report out at every staff meeting, but not with simple vanity metrics. Like, we got 50 more Facebook likes this week. Okay, well, so what? What does that do? What does that mean? What are the greater themes and trends? Share an anecdote or a story of how the mission of the organization was served because of social media. Maybe someone called the hotline, someone started a Facebook fundraiser. Share your editorial calendar so people can see the moving pieces. Explain what it takes to be successful. Research, creation, management, interaction, follow up. And please take time for yourself. Social media managers have a unique set of mental health challenges because they spend their days in the trenches of the internet. And remember that building community and showcase the impact of great work is never a waste of time. So in conclusion, it is a busy, noisy, crowded online space. Sometimes people can be not so nice. Sometimes the work feels thankless. Sometimes it feels like you're doing it all alone, but you're not alone. Come join the community of nonprofit social media managers, fundraisers, storytellers, all going through similar things. We will be at the summit. Get your free ticket at nonprofitsocialmediasummit.com and let us know what you're working on and how we can support you. Take care, and I'll see you next time.